Delighted to be joined by Dylan Phelan here in Curramore Point to Point. You don't live far from here, do you, Dylan?
No, Davey, not too far at all. Now, when you took me, I'd say 35 minutes to get here. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and obviously people that know you work for Declan Queally.
Yeah, work with Deck. Yeah, with Deck every day now. Yeah, so we're busy now this time of year, so it's going well now.
Enjoying a real good season, Declan, is this year?
Yeah, we've had a good season this year now, to be fair, and we're probably trying to focus a bit more on quality over quantity now. We've a nice team horse to go forward with now, so.
Some lovely bumper winners throughout the season.
Yeah, a couple of nice bumper winners now. A couple are kind of back from breaks now and things, and a couple of good horses come from other yards and bits and bobs now. So now we're looking forward now to the time ahead of them.
Of course, Declan's not far from here.
No, I'd say only probably 40 minutes, and we actually use Curramore gallops most days, so it's a big asset to us now as well, and get the horse really fit off and things, and
he's always told me how good that gallop is.
Yeah, I see James Doyle will be there the odd day too. We meet him the odd morning, and no, it's a super gallop now. Yeah.
Now we'll get down to business, what we're really here to chat about. It's a year now since Declan Queally pulled off the double in Limerick last April, of course, with Rocky's Diamond and Diamond Ore, of course, and where you had several bets with different bookmakers.
Yeah, look, on the day, and I suppose leading up to that time, a lot of Deck's horses had been sick and things, and horse run bad and disappointed and bits and bobs, and I myself just kind of thought heading up to, say, this time of April last year, that horses were after kind of turning the corner a small bit and just starting to look a bit better and just feel a bit better and just going a bit better really. And just on this given day then, I just thought that the horse we'd run that day, for example Rocky's Diamond Ore, I just thought they were in better form than what they were, and just thought really that they were overpriced on the day, and I placed a variation of bets on that day, and one of them bets just happened to be an each way double with Rocky's Diamond and Diamond Nora. And actually, look, I never in my wildest dreams I think it was ever going to come off, but I was just kind of hoping that they might both be in the money and just get a little return out of it and be happy out.
Because of course, when horses are that sort of price, obviously, like you said, the dream is for both of them to win. Yeah. But if they don't win, they're both placed.
That's it.
You can run up a serious bet from them being placed alone.
That's it. And like, I happened to be in Limerick on that day, and I was standing close to the last, and Rocky's Diamond was going to come to the last, and he wasn't for stopping, and I was like, geez, this horse is going to win here. And a couple of minutes later, and I clicked onto my phone, and Diamond Nora was heading to the last. I was like, oh geez, no way, does this happen? And then all of a sudden then she was after passing the line in front, and he was after passing the line in front, and before I knew it then I was kind of sitting on cloud nine. But I suppose it's like sitting on a winning lottery ticket that you can't access, you know what I mean? And like, I placed a variation of bets that day, and for example, we actually ran another horse in a maiden herd in Limerick, Manatee de Breeze, and he was I had him in a couple of bets, and like he unseated, he unseated going well, but like, are they like, this is obviously to do with Ladbrokes. Like, Ladbrokes aren't ringing me to give me my money back for Manatee de Breeze.
Okay, sorry, we'll just get it right and get it straightened up. So the bets that you did, Barney O'Hare paid you out.
Yeah, for example, I had a winning bet on Diamond Nora in bar one, Barney O'Hare, and I couldn't credit him enough. Jeez, the minute in the door, all smiles, staff so helpful, so
congratulating
obliging. Yeah, and literally just 2 minutes later, out the door with the money, no messing.
Paddy Power paid you.
Yeah, same again. Couldn't credit him enough.
Boylesports paid you.
Yeah, couldn't credit him enough.
And you're owed €300,000, like 300,000,
yeah, sure, it's
from a €30 each way double. Yeah. It wasn't anything outrageous of a bet. It was a €60 bet, and they owe you 300,000, and they're refusing to pay it.
Yeah, they're refusing to pay, number one, and like, they've been so unhelpful. Like, you know, a young lad, like, it's tough now, because like, you're sitting on this lottery ticket basically, and you can't access, like, and it's tough, the whole thing. Like, am I getting paid? Am I not getting paid? Like, it's mentally draining as well, you know what I mean? It's tough, like, trying to figure out the whole thing, and like, they've been so unhelpful. Like no real justification why I'm not getting paid. At the end of the day, they're withholding money due to this IHRB investigation, but like, at the end of the day, that's nothing to do with me. I placed the winning bet, and I was just lucky that the bet was lucky enough to win, and they're withholding my money because of this IHRB investigation. But you're like,
and of course, after 21 days of the horses being drug tested, like any winner in the country that gets drug tested, Paddy Power and Boylesports did wait the 21 days. Is that correct?
Maybe give or take. Yeah. Look, sure, it's so long ago now I can't rightly remember. But I think so. Yeah, but like, there was no hassle whatsoever.
But they paid you.
Yeah.
So both horses, there was nothing they both cleared in terms of their
correct.
urine
and they've
samples.
both won since.
And they've of course won since. And I think the big part that just stood out for me was they weren't horses that were so-called well handicapped.
No, not at all. They were
because they didn't have handicap marks.
That's it. Like Diamond Nora won a maiden point in Ballindennis, and then like she ran in Gorn and things. And as I said, her horse were sick and just being a bit disappointing. And Rocky's Diamond was only a baby, you know what I mean? And he had a run in Gorn and ran a grand race first time out in bits and bobs. And you know, it just there wasn't like they were well handicapped. They were maidens, you know what I mean? And that can happen to maidens. And as I said, our horses were sick. We'd been disappointed with a lot of horses, and we hadn't had a winner in nearly 2 months, I think, leading up to this time. But there was just something after tournament. You know yourself, like horses they'd be healthy one day, they'd be sick the next, and just thought that they might run a little bit better.
And I suppose the big thing is they're overpriced.
Thought I'd be clever because I just thought that they were way overpriced for like especially one of Declan's horses, and yeah, I just thought they were overpriced and took a chance, and lucky enough it worked out, you know.
And have you had any communication with the IHRB regarding the matter?
Look, I've tried to communicate with the IHRB, but yet again, I'm not going to lie to you, like, no way helpful, like, just same thing again.
And no communication from Ladbrokes?
No, very little, nothing worth talking about. Like, staff in the shops and things are very unhelpful, and customer service, like, it's not even worth talking about, to be honest, no, how helpful they are, or how unhelpful they are, sorry.
And have you got legal advice on it?
Yeah, look, we're gone down that road as well. That's something like we're looking into, and that seems to be kind of ticking along nicely at the minute. But you know yourself, like the justice system in Ireland, it's slow, you know. It's like that's a slow process as well. So, but like, look, at the end of the day, placed the bet, was lucky enough it won. Like, I'm not afraid to have a bet. You know what I mean? I could go to the races there and have.
You don't ask for your money back if you have €1,000 on a horse.
That's it. Like,
and it gets beaten.
You could tell me go in and have €1,000 on a 4-year-old there today, and I do it no bother, and he could fall going to last. Like, I'm not gonna go have a fall out with you after, you know?
As everybody knows, it's not a case of that it's done on tick. When you go into a bookies, whether it's online or walk into a shop, you have to pay the money up front.
Sure,
they've no problem taking the money off you.
Exactly.
If they had an issue, why did they take the €60 off you?
Exactly. Like, and if you ask me, like Ladbrokes, they're a big international company, but they're pure babies. Like, you don't see Paddy Power or yet again Barney O'Hare. Like, they're not crying about an IHRB investigation or trying to withhold the young lads like life-changing amount of money because of this investigation. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's a disgrace really for like such a big company to be like doing that to a young lad, you know.
Absolutely it is. I think it's absolutely disgusting what Ladbrokes are doing, and that's why I wanted to speak to you today about it. And as well as that, like anybody I suppose, when you think you have money, would I be right in saying Dec had mentioned to me before that you maybe bought a couple of things because you thought this money was coming?
Yeah, and might have spent a bit of money and kind of maybe bit off a little bit more than I can chew, and yeah, it's probably not great now at the minute. And as I said, it's mentally draining now. It's not easy dealing with the whole thing, and my phone is on fire there now as well. But look, that's just the whole part of the thing. But I'd really like if it would get resolved now, because it's a lot of pressure too. Because I suppose, and really and truly, I suppose the excitement has probably gone out of the whole thing now as well. Because
it's soured you completely.
Yeah, sure, that's it. You know what I mean? And like as I said, myself and a few of the lads there now are actually going watching the race and saying, you know, we can be inside in town there today and have a few bets and bits and bobs, and like if we win, we win, and we lose, we lose. You know, we're not going to be crying about it, but we won't be going into Ladbrokes anyway.
Well, you surely won't be going near them ever again. And for anybody
today,
watching this, don't bet with Ladbrokes, whether it's online. Close your account and don't go into a shop, because simply this could happen to anybody.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I've actually learned a lot in the last couple of days, and I'd say I'm not the only fella to have trouble with this given company in the past. And like, you know, I think it's a disgrace really for like such a big company to be like, at the end of the day, like they're probably like they're ruining the young lads' future too, because at the end of the day, like, it's once in a lifetime thing. You know what I mean? Like if you win the lotto there, if you win the lotto tonight, you know what I mean? They're not going to hold your money. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's crazy really. Like.
Yeah. And like you said, that's fine if they wanted to be awkward about the whole thing because of the prices and wait for urine samples from the two horses.
Yeah.
Once that's all cleared, there's nothing's been done wrong.
That's it, totally.
Pay the money.
Exactly, like, and I suppose as you said, they were first past the post, sorry, and clear drug tests, all that. Like, you know, sure, what more do you need? Like, do you know what I mean?
There shouldn't be any more.
That's it. Do you know, there was no need for any more, like with regards to the other bookies. So like, it should be the same, really. Do you know?
And going back to the legal matter, what are you being told by solicitors?
Sure, look, solicitors are kind of saying that, look, we've obviously issued for high court proceedings and things and bits and bobs like that, but I suppose I'm not really up to date on the whole justice system. But as far as I know, it's in the High Court and things. But like I suppose, as I said, that is a slow process too. So
absolutely.
Do you know, like that? As I say, we don't have a given date or any of them things, and it's in the process. You know.
I'm no expert in that either, but if this is the sort of thing that is going to go to court, you'd be very confident that you are going to win, because at the end of the day, there's no black or grey matter with this.
Look, you'd have to imagine so, Davey. Like, you'd have to imagine if we did get it to court that, like, there's no way. Look, I don't know, as I said, I'm not an expert now myself, but I couldn't see a judge overruling a young lad that done nothing wrong, working in the yard, looking after a couple of horses, took a chance. It worked out, you know what I mean? It doesn't work out, as I said to you there.
9 times out of 10 it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work out, you know what I mean? Like, you could go to the races there and, like, you might back a winner for 2 months. You know, it's just lucky, and it's just lucky that it worked out, and sure, the whole thing was just luck, really, but there's just no justification for why I can't get paid, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, listen, Dylan, I hope the matter gets resolved. It's going on far too long. It's a year now. €300,000. Like, people just need to, that figure is, it's a huge amount of money
crazy,
to anybody.
Yeah,
and you're owed it at the end of the day. The other bookies paid you. Now it's time for Ladbrokes to step up and do what they're meant to do and give you your money.
Yeah, exactly, hopefully. Thanks, Davey.